Zachary, thoughts on Neve Campbell coming back for Scream 7 with Kevin Williamson as the writer and director. So last week, while I was at South by Southwest, it was reported that they have signed a deal to get Neve Campbell to come back for this project, star in the project, and Kevin Williamson, the guy that wrote the original Scream, kind of responsible for this whole thing, and was heavily involved in most of the franchise except for the Radio Silence ones. He's coming back not just to write, but also to direct.
Quick correction, I just said Kevin Williamson will not only write but also direct. That is incorrect. He is not writing, he is only directing. Gary Buswick, who wrote the 5th and 6th films with James Vanderbilt, is taking over writing the film by himself. It's just quick opinion on that. It is very strange to me that Kevin Williamson would direct a Scream movie and not be a part of the writing process. Very odd to me.
So very much going back to the original team. As much as you can, we don't have Wes Craven with us anymore, so we can't do that. But Neve, Kevin Williamson, and people have a lot of feelings on this for good reasons. So we were going to get Scream 7, which was going to be the third part of the current trilogy of films, or now past trilogy of films that won't happen. And then they fired the lead actress over comments she made over the internet about the conflicts in the Middle East. And so the internet had a lot of opinions on that, about her being fired, and whether it was justified, whether they're overreacting, whether she was fired for opposing genocide. The internet obviously has a lot of opinions on that because that's one of the hottest, most polarizing topics out there right now. And naturally, they say we're moving forward. Neve Campbell's going to star in it. There's a group of people that immediately go, you're taking a side. As soon as you sign on to make this movie, you're taking a side, and your side is opposed to what she committed to. And you're teaming up with the people that did something evil and wrong. So there's a lot of people on the internet very unhappy about this decision. I try to stay out of the politics of all of it. It's a mess. It's always a mess. And as soon as you get into the world of Hollywood, are they treating people right? Are they taking the right stance on global conflicts? Are some actors misinformed? Are certain actors betraying it? Like, if you head down that path, it's difficult to enjoy any movies because there's a whole web of opinions on everything, and a lot of seedy people in Hollywood. I stay out of that. That's not my realm. So, what do I think about Neve Campbell returning to star on just a story level? What do I think about Kevin Williamson returning to write and direct? So I believe someone asked me back whenever the director, Christopher Landon, dropped out. I was pretty excited about him. I thought that's a good fit. I can see that. He dropped out over the mess that was the Melissa Barrera situation. And so people ask, what do you think they should do? What do they need to re-earn trust? And I think I said in there, the only thing you can really do to re-earn trust is you have to just back a dump truck of money up to Neve Campbell's house at this point in time, dump it in her front lawn, and get her to come back. So I think inherent to the Scream franchise, the lore itself, you don't need Neve, Jenna Ortega, Melissa. You don't need any of the characters to return to tell a good Scream story in the lore itself, because Stab exists in that universe in and of itself that opens so many storytelling possibilities to spin it off, go in all sorts of crazy directions, go ultra meta because of that. But when you break trust with your audience, you have to find a way to win them back. You have to find a way to rebuild the bridge. So on a story level, I don't think you need Neve. I also don't think Kevin Williamson is the only person that can write Scream or anything like that. I was a fan of the last two films. There are flaws in them. There are things I would critique, absolutely. But I think they did a lot of things right as well. And a lot of things I thought, that's cool. I really like that. And I like to see that play out. Unfortunately, we won't get to see that. But it's about trust with the audience. And the audience has lost trust because of what went down with Melissa. And so if you lose one star, to not just feel like we're crapping something out, you have to pull back the names that people most respect in the franchise that you can. And if it's not Jenna Ortega, it's not Melissa continuing what they did, well, it's Neve and it's Kevin. Those are the two names you need if you want people to go, oh, okay, all right, let's see what we're doing here. So, that's kind of where I land on it. I don't remember exactly what the time frame is for when this movie's scheduled to come out, how long they're looking at, how much they're reworking things. Like in my mind, I kind of feel like how many times are we going back to Sydney? How many more stories is there to tell? More excuses to bring her back? Friends of hers to kill off? Like, we're running out. Like there's not much left here that you can do. Kevin Williamson. I mean, you can look at his filmography. Like, how many things in the last 20 years has he done that was like, that was amazing? That's incredible. Like, he did Sick last year. I actually saw it at Fantastic Fest a couple years back, but he did a COVID slasher that was good, but it wasn't great. So I don't even immediately see Kevin Williamson and go, man, it'll be fantastic. I trust him so much, because how many things has he really done that have been incredible in the last 20 years? It's limited. So I love the Scream franchise. I always want to be optimistic. This film has a lot of stink around it for a lot of reasons. There's a lot of things here where you kind of go, Neve Campbell wasn't in the last one because they wouldn't pay her enough money. Therefore, you know she's in this one because they gave her the dump truck of money, which they had to do. Kevin Williamson hasn't been involved too much, and now he's back. We know why, because they burned bridges. This is what they have to do to earn the fans back. And that feels desperate. It doesn't feel entirely honest. And without even getting into the politics, when you fired the previous lead actress over social media posts and something that's like, I don't know, I don't know how about that, you put a stink on your project. And that's what's going on with this one. So I hope it's great. I hope it's amazing. I hope behind the scenes that the actresses don't feel stabbed in the back, but it's Hollywood, and you're not to say that it's every man, woman for themselves, but you're kind of thinking about your career and like the fact that you can't make a movie because someone else made some tweets that were very, very, very opinionated on something polarizing. Like, I don't know. There's a side to it where I don't think that everyone is obligated to turn down very important roles for your life. Like, what is Neve Campbell doing on a high profile level that she would turn this one down over someone else's tweets? I don't know that she needs to have that kind of loyalty to her. Most of these clips are pulled from my Patreon live streams. I do about 6 live streams every single month. For $2 per month, $20 per year, you can get access to all the exclusive videos and live streams. For $5 per month, you get your name on my end card. At the top tier, you get a 30-minute video chat with me each month. The link down below in the description has more information.